Ronald! Ronald!
In the ongoing attempt to serve and interact with the Filipino-American community, the Filipino-American Alliance stands to promote a network of social support through the encouragement of political struggle, academic excellence, and cultural awareness while celebrating cultural diversity. At least, that's what our official mission statement says. This statement speaks volumes and sums up the values of the Filipino-American Alliance quite nicely. And yet, words alone can never contain the true nature of this club. Words alone can never explain what it's like to walk into a room full of people that welcome you warmly upon your arrival. From the first time you step into a general meeting to the last time you set foot in that room. Words have no bearing on the electric energy in the air as you arrive at Cal State Fullerton to represent UC Merced at Friendship Games. To make our presence not only known, but acknowledged and respected by other universities. Words cannot describe the feeling of getting a hug from Ate JJ, as she envelops you in an embrace of genuine love and care, making you feel like in that moment, all of your worries and doubts will soon pass. But words are the tools that have been given today, and these words can only hope to merely echo the experiences and memories we share. We end each of our general meetings with something called a validation, something to bring closure to the meeting. Sometimes it's a game, or singing happy birthday to one of our members, or a cheer to get ourselves psyched up for PCN or Barrio Fiesta. But I recall my early years in PAA when our last validation of the year would consist of everyone asking one simple question. What is your favorite memory of PAA? To this day, I still have a hard time finding an answer to that question. However, one moment stands out and shines just a little bit brighter than the rest. 3 years ago, I was nominated to run for the position of Director of Financial Affairs. I was enthralled by the thought of being one of the leaders of the club, to be one of the people that I had so closely looked up to as a freshman. I would love more than anything to give back to the club that had given so much to me. But after much thought and deliberation, I decided to drop my name from the ballot. I always kept school as my top priority, and I felt like if I took on this position, I'll let both my grades and my officer responsibilities suffer. And with so many other nominees on the list, I figured that someone was bound to want it more badly than I did. To my surprise, on the day of the election, only one name remained on the board, Lauren DeLupan. She coincidentally happened to be sitting right next to me at the time, and she asked me why I decided not to run. And when I told her my reasons, she replied, well, I'm sure I could use some help. Why don't we run together as co-directors? I had to stop and think about the magnitude of the decision I was about to make. All of my doubts and fears hadn't gone away. I wasn't very close friends with Lauren at the time either. But deep down, all the passion for PAA began to stir. And I remembered all of the reasons why I wanted to run. And here was someone that was offering me one last chance to pursue that path. Someone that was willing to put their trust in me and work side by side as partners. After all these thoughts crossed my mind, in what seemed like a flashing instant, I finally said, sure, why not? Let's run together. And I'm so glad I made that decision, because that moment was the catalyst for all of my favorite memories to follow. Spending the year growing not only as a PAA officer, but as a general member and as a leader. Getting to know each and every member in the club as they approach us to pay their dues. Meeting so many of the people I now consider my closest friends and family. Watching as members wanted to follow our lead and shadow us to become the next directors of financial affairs. Discovering all the tennis players in the club and spending long afternoons playing with them. Witnessing and admiring such talented singers and dancers and immersing myself in their presence. Knowing nothing about tinikling to learning and performing in less than 24 hours. Standing on this very stage, singing my heart out in my very own solo for PCN. Running for the position of executive chair and wanting to become the welcoming face of PAA that my kuya and former president Chris Padilla was for me. Having audience that looked up to me and inspiring me to be the best role model that I could be for them. Moving in with the best housemates I could ever ask for in the past 2 years, with late nights playing board games, talking about life, and becoming our own little families. Here I stand, 3 years after I made that choice, to become part of something much greater than myself. To be a leader in an organization that treats its members like family. To be a kuya to the younger members, an auditing for the older members, a friend and brother to those in my class, and a co-director to my dearest and closest friend at UC Merced. I am only these things because of you, Pa'a. All the qualities you may see in me, your leadership, patience, strength, wisdom, logic, and the good hugs you guys say that I give. These are all gifts that you have given to me over the last 4 years. And for that, I am eternally grateful. As we all move forward in our lives, please remember to keep all of the memories and experiences during your time here rooted in your hearts. Every year, every day, every hour, we are changing. And the smallest choices can drastically affect the way we grow and develop. I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I never made the choice to run for financial. What my life would be like if I never joined Pa'a. What my life would be like if I did not attend UC Merced. All of the people that I've come to know and love, all of the bonds I've come to form, all the memories we share, I would have missed out on it all. As a great writer once said, we all choose to become writers to our own stories. We choose our own paths. And our stories are lessons. Thank you, Pa'a, for being the best chapter in my life story so far.